Hello everybody, and just here, and welcome back to Shield Hero Season 3, Episode 9, in which the battle with Galleon will commence. There. That's probably what's gonna happen. Besides that, I don't know what else can we expect. Right, in the previous episode was in general kind of confusing between those multiple gems, multiple dragon gems in Naofumi's possession, and Philo getting turned, and all sorts of different screwy things. You guys managed to clean it up a little bit in the comments, so I'm really grateful for that. Apparently the gem that was consumed by Galleon was the dragon core that Naofumi got from Glass's world. Not necessarily the zombie dragon gem, but then why would there be I don't know, the connection between those gems is apparently going to be explained, probably, at least was in the light novel from what I recall, from what you guys told me, so I'm gonna be waiting. Yeah, that was probably the biggest point of confusion. What the fuck is going on with the gems? Why does this dragon have the memories of the zombie dragon and the memories of the dragon from Glass's world, and what the fuck is going on? So all that is left really is to just sit tight and see how they explain it. In general, apparently this arc really seems to have some issues, like explaining things, adapting things from the light novels properly. For example, the mechanic of Naofumi upgrading his shield and the upgrade failing. That wasn't said anywhere, that wasn't shown anywhere in the anime, so I was correct about that, but it's a very important point in the light novel, because it's one of the ways that heroes can upgrade their weapons, and it was revealed around the time of the start of the season. Similarly, the E-float shield that Naofumi cast, that looks just like any other airstrike shield, but apparently it's somehow very special. That also wasn't shown anywhere. So I guess I'm just gonna be watching it for the fight, mostly, rather than trying to think deeply about it. Maybe I'm gonna get confused again. I'm probably gonna get confused again, let's be honest here, so I count on you guys to fill the gaps in adaptation, so to speak. Right, what exactly happened in the previous episode, though? Well, we set off on a journey to follow Galleon. It turns out that for his lair he picked the village that was plagued by the plague dragon. So Ren was able to first-hand witness his own handiwork, the dead forest and the village and everything. We found the dragon, his lair in a cave, and then the dragon powered up somehow. And then Philo rushed in, powered by the rage shield, through the Dragon Emperor shard fragment that she swallowed, and Galleon swallowed her and incorporated her into his body. And then Windia revealed that she's daughter of the Emperor Dragon that was turned into a corpse, probably because he wanted to protect Windia. And his strong desire just turned him into a zombie rather than him just dying. But that was for naught, and the dragon powered up again, I think. Then he took control over Naofumi's rage shield. Somehow, to some effect. I would have thought that maybe he locked Naofumi in the rage shield, but no, because Naofumi was able to use airstrike shields and whatnot, so what was the point of taking control over the rage shield, besides like sapping its levels, sapping its power, because that's apparently something that he can do. And he can also sap levels from Philo. which is why we really had to rush here to save Philo from reverting all the way back to level 1 and perhaps even lower. And then there was a big explosion, and the dragon defeated everybody. Everybody is laying down right now, and Naofumi jumped in with his shields to save Full and Atla from the blast. And I think Ren is still standing. Something like that. Something like that. I don't know, man. The previous episode was confusing in general. But yeah, the state of the world right now is that we are fighting the dragon. Naofumi, Atla, Full, and I think Ren are up. The rest is incapacitated. We're gonna have to deal with that. Naofumi's rage shield is being controlled by the dragon. And yeah, and that's where we are. Perhaps another case of Motoyasu Ex Machina. Perhaps Ren is going to show off his strength as the attack hero, as opposed to Naofumi being weaker attack hero at this point, really. But yeah, the defensive hero. Or maybe Naofumi is gonna cast another Curse of Blood or something and just gonna one-shot chomp the dragon. That's also possible, and I wouldn't discount that possibility. Or maybe Atla is going to punch it in the face, and that's gonna do it. I don't know. Something's gonna happen. We're gonna win. Galleon is probably gonna survive, and we're gonna take Galleon, Philo, and everybody out. Everybody's gonna live long and happily ever after. And yeah, that's gonna be the resolution, probably. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe someone's gonna die. I wouldn't count on it, but the possibility is here. So, I guess with that summary out of the way, we can start watching this episode, right? To do that, you will need your subs, of course, to follow along with me. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on in the show. And I'm also gonna have to ask you guys for your support. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon or YouTube down below or not. Share my content, spread the word. It costs you nothing and helps a lot. And with that, we can start watching episode 9 of Shield Hero Season 3 in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, starting from a brief recap, or mostly just in medias res, really. Oh, and Windia is still standing. Opening? No. Okay. Oh, I guess Raftalia is also still up. Damn! I was correct about Atla punching the dragon, huh? And Sign? Oh, I thought it maybe Sign summoned water, but no, they crashed through some source of water or something. Is that a curse I see on her arm, or is this a slave crest? I don't know. I'm not sure. I didn't get a good look. Yeah, we still have to deal with Itsuki, huh? Oh, she doesn't have anything on her arm in the opening, and she was already under Naofumi's care, but maybe she didn't have the slave crest yet? Okay, let's see where it goes. They have a chance to regroup, at least. Okay, so a curse. Or just a regular burn? Probably a curse. I mean, we are talking about Emperor Dragon after all. Growing in strength, yes. Hmm. That's interesting. The dragon, after draining the shield, gained a fuck ton of defense. So, of course, Atlas attack would be a lot stronger. Probably no longer, honestly. Adopted, yeah. I mean, that was obvious, but still, it's nice to see some confirmation, I guess. So, was she brought here as. Oh, I thought that maybe she was brought here as an offering. Apparently not, though. Interesting. Uh. Oh, I guess he was hurt. I was wondering why he's running away. Yeah, she she doesn't eat fish, nor does she eat gems. Do you produce milk, Emperor Dragon? Do you have titties? Okay, so the dragon doesn't seem particularly keen on attacking human villages. So why did Ren go to fight him? Was he eating the villagers' livestock? No, that's the weak spot. Yeah, upside down scale is the weak spot of a dragon. It's, I don't know, some Japanese mythology, I think. Or maybe even Western. I'm not sure. But it's not the first time I see upside down scale being the weak spot of a dragon. Question is, does he still have a reverse scale in this current form? Choral as in chorus, multiple casters. Right, she already made peace with him being dead at this point, right? That's where her power comes from. She has the drunken wizard combat style. Yeah. Laying down traps or something? Magical mines? Yeah. You're the only one that we know for sure can deal some damage. Why exactly is Rafu with him? Does Rafu grant him some buff through his presence or something like that? And why do you believe that using the Wrath Shield is actually going to lure the Emperor Dragon out? Like, Wrath attracts Wrath? Oh, that's why Rafu is necessary here. Healing and calming spells, I guess, as well. Hey, he actually arrived. He already went through that temptation. Eat water. Or drown. Okay. That's actually not a bad spell. And she can freely swim in this water cube. Do you even know where his upside down scale is, or are you just attacking blindly? Because it seems to me you were kind of attacking blindly there. Okay, Ren actually working together with the team. Yeah, ain't gonna break that guard. Curse beam or something? Okay, they aren't completely incapacitated, at least. Atla? Motoyasu? You charging your Kamehameha? Yep, charging a Kamehameha. Or a punch, at least. Kamehameha punch. Huh. Yeah, that's probably not going to do much. Maybe your Therianthrope form. Yeah, or at least partial Therianthrope. Hey, okay. One hit was enough. Yeah, let's not. Hope you're not, like, using your life as mana. You are as defense oriented of a shield as Naofumi himself. uh, yeah, that's a true turret shield kind of a defense. And Galleon is inside, apparently. Okay. Thankfully, Motoyasu isn't here. Cast a healing spell, maybe, at least. Okay, she's fine. Okay, Atla MVP. I honestly halfway expected Motoyasu ex Machina, but Atla showed just how strong she is. So, a few questions. How did she learn speech? Human speech? How did she get her clothes? And why did the Emperor Dragon die in the end? Why did Ren go after him? That's some prime leveling material right there. Grab a scale at least now, Fumi. Ren could probably use one as well. Okay, I guess without being powered up by Philo and Galleon, he can just be defeated with a single hit by Sadina. And some supporting choral magic, of course. Oh, and that's the core. Maybe protected better this time now, Fumi. Oh, he can still live even without his core? What? Does he have multiple, or what's the deal here? Oh, that's pretty. That's very pretty. I guess it was just his soul escaping or something, and Raftalia slashed his soul in half. And we still have some time for Fallout. What is that? Oh, levels coming back. I mean, yeah, sure. But at least it's not gonna be inside of some dragon, it's gonna be inside my heart. Where its place. Yeah, the least he can do. Hey, we saved you from a dragon again. It better not become a habit. Do blame Ren for what happened, like... Oh? Oh! Oh shit! Well, that explains things. Huh. I have no fucking clue where Naofumi learned of it, but sure. I guess it makes sense. I guess maybe Windia told him. How would Windia know that? Whatever. Doesn't matter. Oh, I guess Emperor lives within Galleon? Hey, okay. Cool. So Windia can have a father again. And now Fumi can have a sidekick. What happened to Galleon's mind and soul then? That's a fair point. And we have some good old rivalry. Oh? Check Galleon for the curse. Oh, and he can just arbitrarily grow. Okay. So he's more of a Digimon rather than a Pokemon, right? Because Digimons can reverse and Pokemon can only go forward, right? Well, you can't fly, so... Little did you know, Windia. Okay. It's a very good, positive ending. Kind of a fitting for season finale, even, to be perfectly honest with you. I wonder what they have prepared for the season finale, honestly. It's 12 episodes, right? Yeah, 12, not 13. This is episode 9, so 10, 11, 12, 3 episodes, enough for an arc. And we only have the Itsuki arc left. So I guess the big season finale will be a fight with Itsuki? Maybe, probably. A fight with Bitch would also be fun. Yeah, that would be a worthy finale, wouldn't it? All in all, though, today's episode was pretty much just one big fight, wasn't it? Bugs. Next episode, Perfect Hidden Justice. Itsuki playing Batman now, putting on a hood and becoming the hidden justice of the kingdom or something like that. Wouldn't surprise me. Actually wouldn't surprise me. Let's watch this episode again, of course. But let me note it down. Itsuki just becoming a superhero. Or at least believing himself to be a superhero. Where is Tate no Yuusha? Shangri-La, there it is, Shield Hero. Itsuki LARPs being a superhero of justice. Something along those lines, probably. But yeah, let's watch this episode. However much there is to talk about it, honestly, but yeah. Atla is really, really powerful. And yeah, this does... It's either blood or curse, I'm not sure. Atla is surprisingly powerful. At least on par with Raftalia, if not stronger. Raftalia couldn't even, like, touch this dragon particularly much. Her sword wasn't doing much to the scales, but Atla just rushed in, flicked her finger, and... Right? I guess maybe she's more specialized than Raftalia, right? Like, Raftalia excels in general combat. Whatever she has to fight, she is at least competent at it. Meanwhile, Atla is really good against high defense targets. Or something along those lines, maybe. She's alive, but her levels are going down fast. Yeah. We have some backstory on Windiam. I wonder what happened to her father. Why was he running away? Why was he hurt? Running away from bandits? Running away from the village? I don't know. Running away from the slavers, maybe, who wanted to take his daughter away because she's a demi-human. Could be. And the Emperor Dragon just randomly agreed to protect this child. This is cool. Just, hey, young dragons like fish, right? Here, have some fish, eat. Oh, you're not from one of those dragons. You're the My Little Pony dragon. You eat gems. Here, have some gems, eat. No, I guess not, then. I guess I'm gonna, I don't know, kidnap a cow or something. I don't know how she was fed. This adorable roar. I guess she learned about her biological father's death and buried his corpse, or was it the Emperor Dragon who did it? I'd imagine that by the time she was this age, or the age capable of understanding death, understanding relationships, and understanding and being able to lift some rocks around, the corpse would already be long rotten. I know, I'm not sure. Also, new clothes. I guess her. I guess her clothes and her ability to speak could be explained by the proximity to the village. Right? Every now and then she would visit the village, sell some fruit she picked here, and pick up some new clothes and learn the language. Right? Maybe. reverse scale. Right, where does the reverse scale actually come from, I wonder? Dragon reverse scale. Where is that legend from? It appears in Fate Grand Order. Oh, it's Chinese, I believe. From the legend of Han Fei Zi, a scale under a dragon's chin that grows backwards and causes the dragon to enter a fit of rage if touched. Okay, so not necessarily a weak spot, but enrages him. Yeah, that's Chinese. The dragon, being a creature, may be tamed, played with in close quarters, and even ridden. However, below its throat there are the inverted scales, each spanning one chi. The dragon would kill anyone touching them. A prince of men has those inverted scales too. Persuaders might have a chance at success, provided that they can avoid touching the inverted scales of the prince. Whoever the prince of humanity? Prince of Men. Yeah, whoever the Prince of Men is. Probably also a dragon. I don't know. Humans don't grow scales usually. So Chinese mythology after all. Setting up a plan. Hiding magic water and healing potions out in the forest so that during combat you can run out and cure your curse and heal yourself. That's a very good plan, actually. Kind of a shame they didn't need to utilize it because the battle was just a 1-2 punch, basically. It wasn't particularly drawn out. Maybe it was different in the light novel, I don't know. Maybe it actually took more time. But yeah, good strategic thinking, genuinely. Clean and repair our weapons and equipment, yep. And apparently the Rage Shield can summon the dragon for some godforsaken reason. I still don't get the connection between the Emperor Dragon, the Dragon Core from Glass's world, and the... I guess only that, because the connection between those two would already explain the connection between Philo and the Rage Shield as well. The Emperor Dragon, the zombie dragon rather, part of it is inside of Philo, part of it was at least inside of Naofumi's armor. He also absorbed some of it, so there is that connection. But the connection to the dragon from Glass's world is really unclear. Maybe all dragons are connected at some level or something. I don't know, I'm not sure. Also, Naofumi's gear looks really weird without any sort of a clasp to his cloak. I'm gonna be honest. It really feels like something's missing there, right? There isn't even like a line that would signify that it's two pieces of cloth, like, you know, two pieces of cloth doing this, folding on each other or anything like that. There isn't a clasp to mask that. Kind of looks missing, kind of looks unfinished. But apparently that's his look for this season. Actually, what happened to his clasp, right? He had it. I think that was where the dragon core was embedded even. And I'm talking like season 1 even, his barbarian armor, not even season 2 glass world armor, because that was completely different. And I think the blacksmith, Erhard, is still working on it to make it usable in this world. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that. I came back to say goodbye to my dad. Yeah, she already made peace with it. I'm not sure what Malti is doing here. I don't know. Casting traps, preparing the ground for another spell. I'm not sure, but she's doing something. Atla is an ace, and Naofumi was correct about sending her away, because she did really become an ace. She did really become an MVP of this fight. If not for Atla, they would have been finished. Genuinely. Still don't fully understand how her power works. It really seems to be that she deals more damage the higher defense the enemy has, at least from the early explanation. I'm not sure, maybe there's something more to it though. Raid Shield, and apparently Rafu helps Naofumi take control. Coral Magic, Boundless Sea. Well, I see some bounds. There was a lot of talk about this reverse inverted scale, but did it actually come to play? Did she actually like strike his upside down scale? Did she not? I don't know. It's really unclear whether it happened or not. If he raises his defense, we do attacks that do more damage to high defense. If he lowers it, we wail on him with our strongest attacks. I mean, yeah, it makes perfect sense. Life Force Blade Guard Breaker didn't break the guard, and the dragon just gave us a light show. Everybody was incapacitated. Except Atla, because she was sent away, and she's like gathering her chi or something, some sort of like a, you know, whatchamacallit, martial arts thingamajig, probably. I was joking about Kamehameha, but that's basically the like Kamehameha gesture, right? Almost. We have a duty to sacrifice ourselves to make the plan succeed, even if he orders us to. That didn't work because of the barrier that's apparently here. Paul, though, was able to break this barrier with his claws. The question is how much of it was Fall actually using his claws and how much of it was Atla like pre-damaging this shield. I'm not sure. Atla does seem to still have that energy, so she didn't use it all on the shield at least. Maybe she didn't use it at all and it was all Fall destroying it. It's really cool, though. I gotta mention that Fall can just partially transform. He doesn't have to take a complete therianthrope form. He doesn't have to completely turn into a furry. He can just turn his arms and just, you know, start smacking people around. That's cool. That's good. I like it. I really, really, really always love partial transformations. I don't know why. I just think they look cool. I still, to this day, I mourn the fact that we didn't get any partial henshins in Symphogear. I was longing for a scene of Hibiki just transforming one of her arms and punching Noise in the face with just a transformed arm and the rest just wearing her school outfit. I was yearning for it, but alas. Then again, there are some new Symphogear projects coming. Something musical and some theatrical release. From what I recall, more details are on my Discord, so I guess if you're wondering about that. So maybe we're gonna have another series, that would be cool. Hibiki being the mentor and another big threat to Earth or something, or maybe Hibiki having to go back into action. Honestly, when it comes to Symphogear, I would be perfectly fine with just a 2-hour movie of 2 years time skip after the events of the last season, and it's just 2 hours of slice of life. Perfectly fine. But we're not talking about Symphogear here. This is my last attack. I'll remove any obstacle that stands in Naofumi-sama's way because I am Naofumi's shield. Yeah. You sure are a shield. Then again, I guess it works. She is Naofumi's shield, and Naofumi's shields do tend to deal damage, so makes sense. It's just another one of his shields that deals damage, isn't it? Actually, I just had a thought. I just had a very interesting thought. In season 2, I think, even, or maybe even in season 1, I didn't record my reaction to season 1, so I think it was season 2. I was wondering what makes a shield, right? Like, can you reasonably argue that a shield with a spike is a shield, and you can take that shield, transform your hero shield into it, and just keep stabbing people with the spike, right? Where does the shield end and the weapon begin, or something else begin? Can you make a shield that's a functional gun, for example, right? That made me think, what if Atla believing herself to be Naofumi's shield actually makes her Naofumi's shield? And he can just force feed her ingredients and improve her. Maybe not anything like that, but what if for some, in some capacity, she actually starts counting as Naofumi's shield? Raftalia doesn't count as his sword because he cannot use swords, but a shield? Huh, that's a different thing entirely. Maybe she gets buffs from Naofumi's shield being developed so much. That's why she's so powerful. Ah? Ah? Atla counts as Naofumi's shield to the system, so she also gets all the improvements. That's why she's so strong. Essentially a sentient shield that can just operate independently. Now Fumi can be using Rav Shield, and there's Atlas Shield somewhere in vicinity. Maybe just a fun thought. But yeah, she's very powerful. Apparently Galleon is inside. I thought Galleon transformed into this thing. Apparently not. I mean, that's good, right? Like, we get back Galleon and Philo, so cool, but kind of wondering why. And everybody is perfectly fine. Galleon can also cast Water Spell, apparently. And Sedina for the finishing move, removing the core, and the dragon can still escape despite the core being removed. Which is interesting, because I thought that the very essence of the dragon resides within that core, right? Their mind, their desires, everything. It's basically the brain, the heart, and the soul combined into a crystal. That's what it is to dragons. So this is just essentially a dead body having post-mortem spasms? Or is a chunk of him still left inhabiting it? I'm not sure. Thankfully, Raftalia can just cleave souls into, so it's not really a problem. Very, very pretty shot. Really like it. And Raftalia falling through the sky, sheathing her katana. This is great. This is very pretty. And Raftalia herself, just for a moment there, looked a little bit more mature. And just like that, the dragon is no more. Levels are back. This is a big reveal. I really was wondering, why did Ren even kill that dragon? What reason did he have? Was he just looking at it as the game, right? Oh, there's a dragon. Dragons give XP. Dragons give loot. I'm gonna go kill the dragon. Doesn't matter if that dragon is a menace, or is it just living peacefully, or is it a deity worshipped by a town. It's a dragon. Dragons give loot. Me kill dragon. I thought maybe it's something like that. Perhaps Galleon, the Emperor Dragon, was stealing some cattle to feed himself and Windia, but it was proven not to be the case because he was fishing, essentially. And it turns out they just wanted the dragon's treasure, and I'm not even sure if there was any treasure. Some gems, maybe, but besides that, was there anything? You're the ones who manipulated him so you could steal the dragon's treasure. You got what you deserved. Huh. Interesting. Very interesting development. Kinda absolves Ren. Yeah. Very, very easily absolves Ren. He was manipulated, right? And the Emperor is still here. Question is Galleon still inside? Or is it just Galleon himself has control of the body and everything, but there's just the soul of the Emperor that can communicate with Naofumi? Instead of being a part of his armor, he is a part of the Galleon. Also, wait. When the particles returned to Naofumi's shield, there was talk about, oh, Wrath will always be in your heart. That's the zombie dragon talking. Right? Right. That is the zombie dragon talking. This is also zombie dragon talking, but pre-zombification. So what's the deal here? Or did the zombie dragon soul become uncorrupted and transformed into Galleon, and now Fumi's shield now houses a different dragon soul? The dragon from Glass's world? What the fuck just happened? I don't know. I kind of just took it at face value, but no, it would seem like the pre-zombification dragon was its own being that was still kept existing, and the zombie dragon was its own separate being. I don't know, man. I have no fucking clue, but everybody's taking it at face value, so I'm gonna take it at face value as well, I guess. Keep it a secret for her sake as well. Sure. Give back my experience points. I mean, yeah, that's a legit demand. Philo 41. She's not that much lower. I just noticed Atla is 21. She's less than a third, almost a quarter the level of Raftalia, and she packs this much of a punch. Jesus Christ. Imagine Atla at level 80. Huh. God damn. I guess they're gonna have to pair Philo with Fall, Atla, and Windia now so that they can train and grow at the same pace, maybe. I don't know, I'm not sure. Or maybe Galleon will return those levels. For a moment I was wondering why is Galleon not listed here, but I guess he is officially Windia's ward rather than Naofumi's. I'm not sure. Also, this means that from our main party, It's just Naofumi who is left with the curse. I wonder how he's going to lose it. Perhaps after the confrontation with Bitch, she somehow cleansed her um, her slave crest, right? So maybe she has a pendant or some holy water, special holy water that can cleanse it, or something like that Naofumi's shield can absorb, or maybe he can just use it and get rid of this curse or something like that. I don't know. We know there are people who can like dispel this curse, so uh, uh all's well that ends well. A galleon can grow, and we can go flying, but Philo cannot go flying, and she's jealous. Next episode, Perfect Hidden Justice. I can fully see Itsuki being the perfect hidden justice, dishing out his own flavor of justice. That was basically what he was doing when Naofumi had to fix his fuck ups, right? Itsuki was like, oh, I know the politics of this country better. I know who to overthrow and who to install on the throne. Right? He dished out his flavor of justice and it was shit. So I fully expect that, that's probably gonna be it. That's probably gonna be it. Okay. Alrighty. I thought there's not gonna be much to talk about, but there actually was, about all those like underlying mechanics that we aren't still fully certain of, and those that are still confusing because there are plenty. There are plenty. From what you guys tell me in general, it seems like the light novels have now whom use his abilities much more, and they are explained in much more detail and much more play like much more of a first fiddle, right? And all of the action is not just a pretense for using those abilities, but they are like equal. Meanwhile, this adaptation focuses mostly on just the action and the story and the characters rather than on dissecting the skills, which makes sense for an adaptation, right? I cannot imagine an anime adaptation where half of an episode is just Naofumi going through his skill list and read the description of every single one, right? It really wouldn't be great. So I guess fair adaptation has its own rules. This was a good episode. Good episode. A lot of unexpected happened here, and I really didn't think that this show can surprise me. Not that much. Not that much. First, a surprise with Atla being the key, being just this stupid powerful, and then the surprise that Ren was duped into killing the dragon. It was the villagers who were at fault. They kind of brought it on themselves. That was a nice tie into first season, and big reveal and big change in how we just look at those people in this world, right? Like all this time it was poor people. We need to help them and solve their problems because they are being attacked by wild animals or what have you. This is, I think, the first case where we have villagers asking for help with ulterior motives, which is interesting. Which is very interesting that there are villagers willing to like use the heroes, and not just the shield hero, but the trifecta of heroes that were so revered back then. It's interesting. It's very interesting. Very cool episode. I'm glad we have Galleon back. I'm glad that Ren went through so much character development. I'm glad we got Windia as a probably more or less permanent member of the cast. I'm glad that Fall showed off his transformation. Overall, just a cool episode. I really thought that it's just gonna be a fight, and I'm just gonna keep skipping, and this episode is gonna be like 40 minutes. But no, we just broke an hour, and I had things to talk about, very much so. Anything else to talk about here? I don't think so. I think I said everything that needed to be said. If I missed something, then I guess I'm just gonna talk about it at the beginning of the next episode, as usual. But yeah, right now I think that's gonna be it from me for today. But maybe you guys have something more to add, some more explanations or details from the light novel. I welcome them, of course. And the comments down below. Tell me, what did you think of this episode, of my reaction, my theories, stuff like that. No spoilers, please, I beg of you. No spoilers. Spoilers, if you want to talk about them, can go to my Discord here. It's also linked in the description below. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe to be notified of future videos of not only Shield Hero, but also Magia Record, Frieren, Helg, Shy, Psyhat and a Paladin, and plenty of others coming in the future. Click the bell to be notified of when I go live, because I do stream sometimes. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon down below, where for $10 a month you get early access to non-seasonal shows like Frieren. Not Frieren. Frieren is seasonal, like Magia Record. And for just $1, you get a role onto Discord and a place in the credits. And you can also support me directly on YouTube itself with no third-party services, memberships, super thanks, all that jazz is available. And if you don't want to spend any money, you don't have to. Share my content, spread the word. It costs you absolutely nothing and helps the channel a lot. And now, with all of that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's my wonderful Patreons: QB, Without the Net, the Survivor, Zayrainer, Akumaster, Dr. Watt, UKLI, Fussel, and Hans Peter. And you can join them without having to face a dragon. That was easy.